ahead of the MotoGP Brazilian Grand Prix, the spotlight has sharply turned to a surprising statement from racing legend Valentino Rossi, who openly shared an unexpected perspective on the situation and performance of his longtime rival, Marc Márquez. The remark, widely seen as controversial, immediately sparked speculation and intense discussion in the paddock, with some suggesting it could even influence the competitive landscape heading into this crucial race. Will Rossi's statement add pressure on Marquez, or instead trigger an even greater comeback? Let's discuss. The MotoGP world has once again been shaken by a startling statement from Valentino Rossi. In a rare and meaningful moment, Rossi openly admitted that his longtime rival, Marc Márquez, is now operating at a level that is nearly impossible to beat, especially if his competitors do not have machinery of equal performance. This was no ordinary comment. Given the fierce rivalry between Rossi and Marquez in the past, the statement feels like a profound sign of respect from one icon to his greatest adversary. During a gathering of racing legends at the Misano World Circuit Marco Simoncelli, Valentino Rossi spoke candidly about the current competitive landscape of MotoGP. He emphasized that in the modern era, success is no longer determined solely by a rider's courage and talent on track. According to Rossi, advancements in motorcycle technology have changed everything. Engine performance, aerodynamics, and team strategy now play roles just as crucial as individual skill. If a bike is not on the same level, beating Marc Márquez becomes almost impossible. That was the essence of his statement, which quickly captured widespread attention. Valentino Rossi also stressed that MotoGP has evolved into a highly complex blend of rider skill and technological superiority. Individual ability alone is no longer enough to dominate, as machine performance now plays an equally decisive role in determining results. In this context, Ducati is seen as the benchmark, having set a new standard in engine performance, aerodynamics, and consistency across varying race conditions. This advantage has allowed Ducati to perform dominantly and become the reference point for other teams. According to Rossi, Ducati's bike is currently the most complete package on the grid. Its combination of increasingly aggressive aerodynamics, explosive acceleration on straights, and exceptional braking stability makes it the primary benchmark for rivals. This superiority is not limited to one aspect, but extends across the board, from engine performance to tyre efficiency in different racing conditions. In contrast, Aprilia is still considered slightly behind in several crucial areas. Although it has shown significant progress in recent seasons, Rossi believes there remains a performance gap preventing it from consistently matching Ducati's dominance. He even stated clearly that the difference is large enough to create a tangible gap on track, especially in race situations that demand precision and maximum speed. Despite acknowledging Marc Márquez's dominance in the modern MotoGP era, Valentino Rossi still sees a glimmer of hope in his protégé, Marco Bezzecchi. In his view, Bezzecchi is one of the most promising talents capable of disrupting the dominance of today's top riders. The VR46 Riders Academy graduate is currently believed to be in the best form of his premier-class career. Rossi specifically praised Bezzecchi's significant development, not only in terms of speed on track, but also in decision-making composure and mental maturity under race pressure. In addition, his work ethic and adaptability to various conditions further enhance his competitiveness. With the improved performance of the Aprilia RSGP, now more stable and competitive, and well suited to his aggressive riding style, Bezzecchi is seen as a genuine threat in every race. However, Rossi emphasised that the key factor remains consistent technical development from the team. If Aprilia can continue to close the gap with its rivals, it is not impossible that Bezzecchi could emerge as a serious contender for race wins, and even the championship title. On the other hand, Rossi highlighted a different situation experienced by his other protégé, Francesco Bagnaia. The Italian world champion is considered to be going through a rather concerning dip in performance. Bagnaia is said to have lost his sharpness, particularly in the braking phase and when entering corners, two aspects that were previously his main strengths. A slight change in his feeling with the bike appeared to have had a significant impact on his overall performance. This is reflected in his inconsistent race results. including several crucial mistakes and unusual retirements that were rarely seen before. Interestingly, Rossi also pointed to a non-technical factor believed to be influencing Bagnaia's condition, namely the psychological aspect. The arrival of Marc Márquez within the Ducati environment is said to create substantial mental pressure. The presence of a rider with an extraordinary reputation, world championship experience, and an aggressive riding style like Márquez naturally increases the intensity of internal team competition. According to Rossi, in many cases, rivalry within the same team can feel even tougher than competing on track against other teams. This situation has the potential to undermine Bagnaia's confidence, ultimately affecting his overall performance. Meanwhile, Marco Bezzecchi showed a realistic attitude following the opening round of the 2026 MotoGP season in Buriram. Although Marc Márquez had a less-than-ideal weekend, Bezzecchi emphasised that the world champion remains the main threat in this year's title fight. For him, one poor result is not enough to erase Márquez's status as a consistently dangerous rider on track. He can always bounce back, was Bezzecchi's firm message, reflecting his awareness of his rival's potential to recover at any moment. He fully understands that Márquez's experience, champion's mentality, and adaptability often allow him to come back even stronger after setbacks. With a solid performance and a podium finish at the start of the season with Aprilia Racing, Bezzecchi has indeed begun the year on a positive note. However, he remains grounded in the reality that the championship journey is still very long. He recognises that the key to winning the title is not just about speed in one or two races, but the ability to maintain consistent performance throughout every round. This awareness keeps Bezzecchi focused on improving himself and his team, while remaining vigilant of any potential resurgence from Márquez that could reshape the competitive landscape at any time. Márquez's poor result in the opening round, ranging from penalties to technical issues, did draw criticism. However, Dani Pedrosa offered a different perspective. According to him, Márquez actually becomes more dangerous under pressure. He is known as a rider who can recover quickly and often perform even more aggressively after failure. The next round in Brazil is expected to be a crucial turning point. If Márquez returns to his best form, the disappointing result in Thailand may simply be seen as an isolated incident. The 2026 MotoGP season has just begun, yet the competitive landscape is already becoming increasingly complex. Ducati remains dominant, Aprilia is emerging as a serious contender, and the new generation of riders like Bezzecchi continues to develop. But amid all this, one thing remains clear. Marc Márquez is still the centre of gravity in the competition. Do you agree with Valentino Rossi's opinion that Marc Márquez is nearly impossible to beat without an equally competitive bike? Share your thoughts below.